Welcome to Lone Star College's 2022 Veterans Day ceremony. I am Kentry Ledee. I'm the Director of Strategy and Innovation, and I am a United States Air Force veteran. Veterans Day is an opportunity to publicly commemorate the contributions of living veterans and to show appreciation toward them. Now I would like to introduce to you Dr. Leanne Nutt, the president here at Lone Star College Tomball.
Hello everybody. It's my pleasure to give you the welcome for today's Veterans Day event. I want to say thank you to everybody involved in making this event happen. But we're here to celebrate our veterans. So if you are a faculty member, a staff member, a visitor, a student who served and is a veteran, could you please wave at us, raise your hand, stand up, and let us see you and recognize all of you. Give you a round of applause. So many of you here, and we wouldn't be here today without your service. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will hand this back to Kentry. We've got a beautiful ceremony planned. Thank you all for joining, and thank you for your service.
Thank you again for being here today to celebrate and honor our veterans. Veterans are people who served in the military, in the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, Air Force, or Coast Guard in times of war or peace. The brave men and women who served and protect the U.S. came from all walks of life. They are parents, children, and grandparents. They are friends, neighbors, and co-workers, and are an important part of their communities. Today, the colors will be presented by Klein High School Space Force Junior ROTC, which is commanded by Cadet Technical Sergeant Miranda Castellanos, carrying the American flag. She's accompanied by Cadet Captain Brianna Blair on the Texas flag, Cadet Colonel Viviana Cruz at left guard, and Cadet Lieutenant Patrick Taylor at right guard. Please stand for the presentation of colors. The Pledge of Allegiance was written August 1892 by Minister Francis Bellamy. It was originally published in the Youth's Companion on September 8, 1892. Bellamy had hoped that the pledge would be used by citizens in any country. Please remain standing, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart as student veteran Brandon Aris recites the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice and liberty for all.
In 1814, Francis Scott Key wrote the poem, Defense of Fort McHenry. The poem was later put into the tune of John Stafford Smith's The Star-Spangled Banner. Congress proclaimed the Star-Spangled Banner the U.S. national anthem in 1931. Please remain standing while we listen to the Star-Spangled Banner, our national anthem performed by soloist Mrs. Kira Joseph.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's eager, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that
you, Kira. So I would like to recognize the administrators, faculty, and staff veteran program volunteers that put this program together. And if you're out there, please raise your hand. Thank you all very much. And if you are, if you would recognize the pictures down at the bottom of the stairs in the Commons, those are pictures of our veterans that's here at Tomball campus and their relatives. And you can also view on our TV, our campus TV, they will also have the names of our veterans there. And there's also a banner that is right behind this podium right here, where if you would like to write a message to thank the veterans, you could do so on that banner, and we will post that banner up. Of all those hands that were raised that said that they were veterans, these are just a few of over 22 million veterans across our nation. So please remember when you see them to thank them for their service. In the United States, Veterans Day is traditionally celebrated on November the 11th every year, the same day that World War II hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. I would like to introduce to you now Randy Sparks. He is the director of our Lone Star College Tomball OTS, and he too is a United States Air Force veteran.
Thank you. I'm glad to see so many of you here. I wanted to talk about TAPS. TAPS is something that we normally hear when somebody is a veteran who passed away and they have military honors, and the song you'll hear in a moment you'll recognize. But I want to let you know a little bit about TAPS. TAPS is just a form of communication. The military is known for communicating. If you've ever seen a movie or you've been in the military, you see that veteran or military members are communicating through radios, or in sometimes when silence is needed, they communicate through hand and arm signals. Well, when TAPS was created, they were communicating with a bugler. So they would have somebody who would bugle, and that would be for people to wake up, or, hey, assemble over here. Well, we have a unique telling from General Butterfield. General Butterfield. He is a general who served during the Civil War, and he bragged about the fact that he could have a military unit a mile out, covering a mile area, and he could have the bugler send a signal, and the folks would stop what they're doing and immediately lay down. So this is what he was doing through bugling. Well, they had a really hard battle where he even got injured in an act where he eventually had the Medal of Honor. After that battle, he came in, and it was time to signal lights out. So lights out was used with the bugler. He didn't like the formal piece of that music, and so he changed another piece of music called Tattoo, and he had that changed to what we now know as taps. So he played that for them to have lights out. That means you gotta go to bed. In the military, everything's regimented, so go to bed. And so that caught on, and it actually went, remember, we're talking about the Civil War, so we have the Confederate military and the Union military, and that music went through both services so fast that by the end of 1862, everybody was using it. Now, how did it become used for what we know now at funerals? Well, in 1862, there was a officer who had a casualty, and he was close to battle lines. And normally at that time, they would have a volley of cannonballs. Well, if you're close to your enemy and you volley cannonballs, what can you expect to be the reaction? Right, they're going to start a battle right then and there. So he used taps as that honor for that fallen soldier. And so now, we all know taps as a song during a funeral. And just as a piece of information, Arlington National Cemetery does on average 30 taps tunes or performances a day. Thank you.
And now it's customary to have 2 minutes of moment of silence while we play taps. And this concludes our 2022 Veterans Day ceremony. The Student Services Department would like to invite all of our students and employee veterans and the Klein High School Space Force JROTC for lunch in North 103. Students, please enjoy a light refreshment in the commons area, and thank you all for who came out to support our veterans today. Thank you.